What can I say, man? What can I say? Daniel Jones out there looked straight up bad. The Giants team overall looked bad. Heading into this matchup, man, you've seen the live stream, you saw the videos. I thought it was a pretty equal opponent. Listen, this team did not show up. This team did not show effort. This team did not look ready. And I look at it from everyone's standpoint. Don't get me wrong, Daniel Jones deserves the bulk of the blame, and he's gonna have it. But Brian Daboll, Joe Shane, the whole team in general did not look good. They didn't look ready. They didn't look like they were prepared. And if there's anything that we're looking at comparing it to last year, week 1, home game against the Cowboys, we get walloped. And we didn't look ready that game either. There was rain, there was injuries. Looking into this game, what was there for us? There was no injuries. There wasn't anything that you could really bank on thinking, hey, this might get a little bit better. There was none of that. Daniel Jones, you give him a couple more weapons, this offense should run a little bit better. We get no touchdowns in this game. Not a single one. It was abysmal. It was abysmal. Now I went live streaming with my guy Vocal Vike and all Vikings fans that were in here. Credit to you guys if you're watching this video, and credit to the Vikings, man. They played well and they played smart, sound football, and we didn't at all. We didn't. So shout out to y'all. Sam Darnold pieced us up. I was talking all week about Sam Darnold because I was saying there's no way he's better than Daniel Jones. But I stand corrected. Sam Darnold was composed. He was out there making throws. I can't even let my quarterback make any throws. My quarterback is not pulling the trigger on half of the things going on. And let's talk about Daniel Jones. Let's dive straight into it. Daniel Jones in general, you sucked. Daniel Jones played like trash. When you're out there and you're trying to watch other teams play, and some people have Red Zone, they have Sunday Ticket. You see a couple other games that turn on. You see Anthony Richardson launching the ball 70 yards down the field. You see Justin Fields making a couple throws down the field. We had no throws of over 20 yards. None. When the game was at least competitive and the Giants were in striking distance, there was no offensive play that you looked at and you were like, wow, that throw right there was nice. Or that attempt right there was nice. Malik Neighbors made a play off of a 20-yard little route. And my point being is that this team didn't take the shots that we thought they were going to take. Whether that be they did make those 20-yard throws or not. They didn't make those shots. All training camp and all preseason, they were throwing the ball down the field. They were going to be aggressive. They were going to take it to them. And I saw a conservative offense. Conservative offense, whether that be by the quarterback, whether that be by Brian Daboll calling plays, I saw it conservatively taken. You got Daniel Jones running it on back-to-back plays trying to get a first down. Quarterback runs. It's 3rd and 2, and we're running out of an empty formation. And at this point, the game was still kind of close. You got premeditated pick 6 on a screen that you're bunching up on a couple wide receivers on the right, and you got Wan'Dale Robinson motioning behind him, and you snap the ball. If I'm a defender, I think I'm going to try to jump that pass too. And guess what? Pick 6 easily. That even 4th down heave where Harrison Smith picked it off, the ball was nowhere near Slayton. There was no way that was going to get completed. I need better quarterback play out of my quarterback. And I'll sit here and say it, man. I'm a fool for thinking I was going to get that out of Daniel Jones. I really am. And it's not about this game specifically. It's not me thinking that Daniel Jones can't get better during the season. It's about where can this really get better. Daniel Jones plays like this in a couple of games. Even if he goes out next game and balls out, we know Daniel Jones has this problem that he's inconsistent. He goes out there sometimes and it looks like he doesn't know how to play. He's running into sacks. The offensive line didn't look as bad as it was last year. It didn't. I saw a play where Daniel Jones shook off a defender, and you would think the quarterback throws away the ball, but no, instead he tries to make something else happen and gets sacked. That's a prime example of a quarterback just making plays that he shouldn't. In year 6, Daniel Jones should not be making these plays. It's ridiculous. Now, I believe when the film comes out, you're going to see a lot more wide receivers down the field that were open. I refuse to believe that all the wide receivers were covered, especially that first half. That first half, we were not throwing the ball down the field at all. You had a lot of check downs. You had tight ends like Theo Johnson dropping the ball. The running backs couldn't catch anything. In general, the execution was bad. And I blame that on coaching. I blame it on coaching. Throwing Daniel Jones in not 7-on-7s in full team scrimmages all training camp to get him ready so he can process quicker. I'm waiting on that. He looked like he went up against Brian Flores' defense and had no idea what he was gonna do. That's what it looked like. Not reading through progressions, still staring down certain receivers. There was a couple interceptions that should have been had, and he did throw 2 interceptions in this game. The disappointment right now is because you feel like, where can it actually get better? Believe it or not, DeVito can step in and Drew Lock can step in, and it's still not going to change the outlook on this team. That's what we know. We know we're not going to be competitive if you go to a Drew Lock or a Tommy DeVito. Might be a little bit more competitive, but you know you're not going to be competitive. And you have to look at it from a whole. It's hard to really, slander everything on this team. But looking at it, every day that goes by, handing out that contract with Daniel Jones was the worst possible decision. No matter what it was, no matter what the situation was, no matter how you don't want to pay Saquon Barkley, you want to pay Daniel Jones, he's the quarterback of the team. At the end of the day, we have not been reaping the rewards from that contract. He has not, and we have not altogether. It's a bad situation, and there's no out of it this whole year. So sitting here after week 1 feeling like the season is over is terrible. In reality, it's not over. But are we going to play tougher teams than the Vikings? I believe so. Are we going to play more talented quarterbacks than Sam Darnold? I believe so. And Sam Darnold is over here lighting us up. Barely had any incompletions. It's sick. Talking about the defense as well. The defensive backs, man, they're going to be an issue. It's going to be a problem. We were worried about it. We thought they would do things to address it. And here we are. The front four couldn't get there. Dexter Lawrence made a couple of good plays. I'm not going to get too much of Dexter Lawrence. I'm going to look at the other guys. Brian Burns, no sack registered. Kayvon Thibodeau, no sack registered. Barely even affecting Sam Darnold altogether. I felt like we could at least get Sam Darnold rattled where he can make a couple mistakes. My guy was out here chilling. He was chilling back there, making all the throws he needed to make. When Daniel Jones was given the same opportunity, for somehow, some way, it seemed like every single wide receiver was guarded. It seemed like every wide receiver was covered and he had nowhere to go. I'm sick, man. I'm sick. I hate to be this negative. I really do. But in reality, I feel like from us as a fan base, we do not deserve this. We don't. We do not deserve this type of play. You got guys out there getting booed, and Dexter Lawrence is talking about, he's not a fan of them getting booed. Bro, you were getting beat in the season opener, penalties left and right, no signs of optimism at all. Even going off rip, when we get that fumble recovery, we're on their side of the ball, we have to cash in. You have to go score. And we got stopped and had to kick a field goal. I already knew, man, that's not a good sign. Believe it or not, the Giants were up 3-0 at one point. And they never got it within close again, man. They never had it close. It's a sick feeling to feel this way after week 1. And I harped on it all week. I said this needs to be a must-win game. It has to be. Because next week we play the Commanders. Are the Commanders better than the Vikings? I think they're pretty equal again. But once again, we were unmatched. We were overmatched, to be more clear. We were overmatched with the Vikings. The Commanders, are they a better team? I don't know. But at this point, it's hard for me to say the Giants are better than anyone. It really is. We saw what the Panthers did this week. Shoot, the Panthers against the Giants this year, that might be the battle for the number 1 pick. I'm not even kidding. I hate to be this negative. I hate to sound this negative after week 1, but that's the reality of the situation. For anyone that wants Daniel Jones to go out there and play better, of course I want him to play better. But in my opinion, with these performances like this, if he's going to continue to do this, there's no way we can kind of lean on this guy in general. There's no way. Because we know next week he can maybe play a little bit better. And the offense might be able to pull some scores within and possibly win a game. But we know when it counts, when it's a defensive coordinator that knows how to get after this quarterback, confuse this quarterback, he's rattled. This guy doesn't know where to go with the ball. You see a play where, the broadcaster will let us know, hey, if a guy's coming off the edge like that and you know it, quarterbacks are supposed to know it. You throw hot. You get rid of the ball right away. And it didn't happen. Daniel Jones had no instinct to get rid of the ball quickly where the guy's coming from. And quarterbacks are supposed to know these things. And our year 6 quarterback doesn't. And like I said, everyone gets the blame. Everyone. I look at Brian Daboll just as much. I think he was playing way too conservative. Way too conservative. I see a lot. I seen screen passes go towards the end of the towards the end of the game more than the beginning. I think screen passes would have worked well in the beginning of the game. But nope, you didn't see that till the end of the game. There was no easy routes. There was no easy gimmies. They were trying so hard to get Neighbors the ball, and somehow, some way, they just couldn't. And I know it leans a lot on the quarterback, but in general, the play calling was a little weird. But in general, this team did not seem ready, man. It did not. And here we are. We were excited about it. We got Neighbors added. We got a better O-line. We got this D-line that's going to go crazy. And now we're booing. And now we're leaving early in the third quarter after a pick six. That's where we're at as a fan base. And it's sad. And once again, I'm not a player that goes against my team. I want my team to ball out. But I will make a stand and say, for us as fans, we don't deserve this, man. We really don't. I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'll be dropping another video talking about this matchup tomorrow, man. On to Commanders. Peace.